Hello there, you're watching The Pulse on the JoyNews channel. Thanks for joining us. This afternoon, we're paying attention to the domestic debt exchange program. The Finance Minister, Ken Ofori-Atta, is assuring the government will honor the payment of coupons beginning next week.
Another issue about payments of coupons, which really had come to a standstill because of the settlement period. Settlement will be after Tuesday, and then we'll begin to look at processing.
And we're paying attention to that promise by the Finance Minister. We also have details as the pensioner bondholders, as you do know, they've been exempt. They've been sharing their appreciation, of course, with the Finance Minister. And don't forget that we're equally paying attention to the education sector. You see thousands of students and also parents here who have been thronging the National Solutions Center set up by the Ghana Education Service to undergo self-placement exercise. We have reactions and appeals from some parents as well.
I wanted boarding, but I was given a day.
I want to change the school for my son. My word was not placed at all.
My daughter didn't get school. She didn't get placement at all.
Some of the concerns there at this very center. Guess what? We'll have officials of the Ghana Education Service plus the Ministry of Education join us here in studio as they answer your questions and all the issues surrounding the school placement system. But there's another chilling story we're bringing to you. Guess what? Look at the image there. 3 years running, this gentleman in the Hunter West region, Hunter West municipality, I should say, has not been able to feed, has not been able to eat or drink, and his ability to swallow has been sealed. That's making it unable for him to drink. We'll bring you that touching story here on The Pulse, and we have so many stories also coming your way here on the program. The Pulse, as always, is brought to you by Global Communities, Digni Lu, Affordable Safe Sanitation. We're on DSTV channel 421, GoTV channel 144. Thanks for joining us. JoyNews is independent, fearless and credible. We're back with the details shortly. Please stay. And we're back to the domestic debt exchange program. Minister for Finance, Ken Ofori-Atta, has indicated this afternoon that payment for all coupons arising out of their bonds will be made available from next week, Tuesday. The payment of the coupons had been halted as a result of the settlement period. Speaking at a brief meeting with the pensioner bondholders at his outfit, that's the Finance Ministry, the sector minister revealed that government will honor the payments of the bonds from next week.
Couple things that our retirees and senior citizens also were concerned about. One, like everybody else, talked about the need for government to look at its expenditure to make sure that we manage the situation well, and we are all part of that. And that, I can assure you, is also being looked at. There was another issue about payments of coupons, which really had come to a standstill because of the settlement period. Settlement will be after Tuesday, and then we'll begin to look at processing of everybody's. But let nobody have any inkling that anybody is going to be punished or whatever in this thing. All coupons, irrespective, will be attended to or honored, in the same way in which the contracts were signed. We are in difficult situations. That's why we are doing this debt exchange. So we hope that with this 82%, considerable amount of the interest will come down and give us a fiscal space to continue to honor whatever commitments we have of our bonds, and also the process of growth for the country. So thank you. The purpose of the debt exchange program, as we always said, was that it was voluntary, as you know, which meant, therefore, that there was no misunderstanding, in a sense that the state was looking to take anyone's money from them compulsively. So that, whether retiree or non-retiree, and so I think we all need to get that clear, that the debt exchange program was never coercive and always remained voluntary for people to make their decisions whether to join the program or not. We then, as you know, went on to offer an alternative. That one was free to choose. And if you look at the resolutions we came to, senior citizens and retirees then were offered the best status in the agreement. And that option, as you know, Doc, was to say that when we looked at the analysis, it was clear that about 80% of the holdings for senior citizens had maturities beyond 4 years. And so in bringing it down to 5 years to reduce the maturity from the original 12 that we had talked about, and your own holdings, we thought it brings, you know, the value of securing your principal a lot earlier, which is always good for everyone. So that was a clear indication of that. But also, in the event of a successful debt offering which has occurred, it means that there will be very little of that paper in the marketplace, which meant that in the event of an emergency, you wanted to discount it, you might likely suffer the vagaries of the market. And so how do we shield against that? By you getting the new bonds that were in the marketplace. But then a lot of you were convinced that you're going to hold to maturity. And therefore, if you're holding to maturity, then there's no problem, because government will pay the coupons and government will pay it at maturity. What we as leaders of the society needed to guard against was to let you know the possibilities that you may have to discount, and if you did, the market might not treat you right. But at least on our side, we made it voluntary to ensure that your contract was not jeopardized, and then thought through about the secondary market in the event that you have to, in emergency, discount, that your paper will be very little in the marketplace and therefore may be subject to a harsher treatment of government. But that, Doc, you know that. So now that we are all clear on that, and you have decided mostly not to take that paper, I think it's good. I think for those retirees who took it, I think they did a good thing. But then they know that maybe they were not going to hold to maturity, or they were more sensitive to the potential for an emergency, so they made that decision. So we are pleased that at least everybody had full information in taking the position that they took. And we really want to also thank those who tendered their old bonds for new ones, that they've joined a wider secondary market circulation, which will hold them in good stead in the event of an emergency that they will have to cash their bonds. But I think it's unfortunate that we had to have retirees picketing, really in a situation where ultimately, it was a matter of personal choice to do, and it was voluntary and not coercive. So, Doc, but I want to thank you for the engagement over this period, and we come in at the close of the debt exchange program to us sitting together, and hoping that we'll continue to get your good advice going forward, help with the stability, peace, and prosperity of the nation. These are very difficult times, and I think we all have to find a way to participate in re-anchoring our country to go forward. So a big thank you to you and Reverend Joseph Sutherland for coming to thank us for what we were able to do, and I'm really secure in the knowledge that things will get better, and let's all work together. Appreciate where we have come to. There will always be differences in appreciation of any policy, and people will take different views about it, but in the end, once we understand why we have made certain decisions and go forward, I think we'll continue to get this country on a right course sooner than later.
So that's the position of the Finance Minister. Let's listen now to the pensioner bondholders. Dr. Eduanani Entry speaks for that group.
It's simply to express our sincere thanks to the Minister for granting us our request. We have received a letter. As he said, he mentioned in Parliament, the letter has been received. We thought that it was appropriate to come and just say thank you for doing that for us. So that's the simple message we have for you. Thank you very much. And
don't forget that we'll still be paying attention to fallouts from that domestic debt exchange in terms of the honouring of the certificates or coupons, as the Finance Minister has indicated. But let's turn our attention to this touching story. For 3 years, a young man in Ewuzijo, a farming community in the Ahanta West municipality, could not eat or drink. His ability to swallow has been sealed, thus making it unable for him to drink or eat. With no help in sight, he was resigned to feeding himself through a tube. JoyNews got wind of his situation and made it a project. You helped, and today we're here with that promising update. Watch this.
Do you remember 25-year-old Vincent Atobra, the young man who could not eat or swallow because of an esophageal stricture? This happened after he accidentally consumed caustic soda at age 5. This was when we first met him. After telling his story, many of you came to his aid. From 1 cedi 80 pesos to 1,000 Ghana cedis, our Momo account was awash with your kind support. One Mr. Bonsu contributed $3,000, and tech firm Comsys also paid 27,000 Ghana cedis towards his surgery. Today, Vincent has undergone surgery and is recuperating at the Kolebu Teaching Hospital. Dr. Innocent Ajamli is the lead surgeon on Vincent's case.
Monday, we sent him to the operating room. And as you know, his esophagus is damaged, or what we call gullet, the tube through which food passes when we swallow. That tube is damaged. So because of the caustic soda that he had drunk. So what we went basically to do is to reconstruct a new esophagus for him. And so what we did was we took a segment of his intestine, that is the large intestine, a segment of it. And then there is a way to tunnel it under the chest bone or the breastbone and then into the neck and reconnect it with the stump of the esophagus. And then the diseased esophagus, we removed it. Yes, so basically that's what we have done.
He says Vincent will be able to swallow again very soon.
And hopefully in about 8 days' time, he should be able to eat normally, just like any of us. Yes.
So 8 days from today, or 8 days from when?
No, 8 days from today. It's usually 10 days from the day of surgery. And today is the second day after surgery. So 8 days from today, we'll ask him to start feeding through the mouth normally. The thing is that it's in stages. So what I would say is that the surgery has been done. So I would say, roughly, I would say yes, 50% of the job has been done. And probably that is the first part, which is more important.
So chances of him being like you and I eating normal is what percentage?
Oh, very, very high. Maybe to be very modest, I would say 95% chance of him being able to eat like you and I in 8 days' time, yeah.
Dr. Ajamli explains what is happening to Vincent as he recuperates in the ward.
So at the moment he cannot eat, as you know, so we are giving him IV fluids, we are giving him vitamins, that's that tube, the type we are using is called Astimine. And then there are a number of tubes that are taking some excess water out of the body. Gradually all this will be taken out. And then we are monitoring his urine, how much urine he's making, just to make sure that we are giving him enough drip. And aside that, every day we see him about 3 times every day to make sure that his temperature is fine.
From age 5, grandmother Auntie Nana has been Vincent's caregiver. She saw changes when he was brought back from surgery and is hopeful he'll recover soon. She is happy he will be able to eat again.
His condition is getting better now than before. I have hope that the situation will get better. I am relying on God and I am hopeful that he will recover soon. I am grateful that my grandchild is getting better. We are grateful to the doctors for treating him and that he will soon be able to eat.
Auntie Nana is grateful to everyone who supported her grandson's surgery.
All I can say is thank you and God bless you. All hope was lost, but your intervention helped. All I can do is to pray that God blesses you all.
We'll continue to update you on Vincent's progress. Once again, thank you. For JoyNews, Samuel Kojo Brace, Kwelebu.
And we're grateful for your support. Now, hundreds of students and parents continue to gather at the various solution centers set up by the Ghana Education Service to undergo the self-placement exercise. The Ghana Education Service declared that close to 200,000 students had not been placed under the computerized school selection placement system and must take advantage of the program. This after the Ghana Education Service and the Ministry of Education here are, of course, here to provide some solutions to the challenges. And there are so many questions that are arising. But before that, I want you to just know that we'll be activating our line so you can join with your concerns, just as other parents have done today. But take a look at this. Mapitso Sibiri, my colleague, was at the Solution Center earlier today in Accra, here in the Greater Accra region, and has come through with this report.
There's a packed hall here, frustrated students, frustrated parents, but I'm about to speak to the deputy coordinator of the Free SHS, Nana Sikamensah, who's going to tell us how the first day went, and also tell us how the second day is going so far. Good morning, and thank you so much for your time.
Good morning.
So today's day 2. Tell us firstly how the first day was.
Well, the first day we had quite a number of people around because you know, we gave a date for reopening, which is supposed to be Monday, which is 20th of February. So people think maybe Monday is the last day and it's admission. They have to go to school and that kind of stuff. But I want to tell the general public that Monday is not the actual, it's the date for reopening, but we will begin the admission processes, orientation, registration, and the rest. So instruction will begin on 27th. Even if your issue is not resolved, we have the off next week. We'll be here for 6 weeks, and when you come here, we will make sure that we resolve all their issues for them.
So have you encountered any challenges, and what were those challenges?
Yeah, some have gotten school, they want to change, others who have change of program, others to like from day to boarding, but we will look at the distance, and if it's okay that we have to change it for you, we'll do that for you.
And then you'll be doing this for how long?
6 weeks. We'll be here for 6 weeks. Yes.
So if someone came yesterday, when will they get their placement?
No, those who came here yesterday, all their issues have been resolved, because yesterday, like we come in the morning, we have some of the staff, they will come in the morning and they will pick issues and take it to our solution center for them to resolve. So I can state on authority that all the issues that came here yesterday, majority of them have been resolved.
All right, so that is Nana Sikamensah, who is the deputy coordinator of the Free SHS. I'm going to try and speak to some students and some parents.
I wanted boarding, but I was given a day, so I only came to change it. St. Francis. Order.
I want to change the school for my son because the school, I'm not around Accra here. Okay. I'm staying at Sum, Krabua, Kota.
So which school did you get, and which school do you want to change?
I get at Kaneshi. Yes, but it's a day. Okay. But I'm not around here, so I want to come and change it.
So which school do you want?
Okay, the school I want to, my son will tell you, because me, I want boarding school, maybe a Presec or Kofodia Sectec. That's one day. If I get the boarding, I will.
And then which course does you want to study?
What
course?
General Arts.
General Arts. All right. And then what aggregates?
You get 20. 20, okay.
My word was not placed at all.
Your word was not placed at all?
Yes.
Okay. So where would you like her to be placed?
Pardon?
So which school are you looking at? What are your first 3 choices?
With the aggregate he got, I'm yet choosing the grade C schools.
Okay.
Yes, so that's the only thing. There's no problem. Yes.
Okay. So is that
we've been given the information on what to do with each person's challenge. So I think it's fine. This time around it's fine. Yes, please.
Okay, so what schools are in the grade C?
There are a lot.
Okay, so what are your first 3 choices?
With the grade C, yeah. I'm now choosing. Yes, please.
You don't even have one on the top of your head?
I've just chosen them, Koji Agri Senior.
Okay, and where is that?
That's, I think, Cape Coast.
Okay, so you want boarding or day?
Boarding. Yes.
My daughter didn't get school. She didn't get placement at all. She said she wants to go to Eastern region. She wants school from the Eastern region. Yeah, so we are hoping she'll get it.
Which schools in the Eastern region?
We have Manfi Girls, yeah, and we have Enum Presby, yeah, and we have Mampom Presby, yeah. So we are hoping she'll get one of it.
And what grade did she get?
Her grade, it wasn't all that good, but we are hoping for the best.
And then what course does she want to study?
She wants to offer home economics. Yes, please.
We want to change the school.
Okay.
We want to change the school.
Okay, which school did you get?
Me, I'm an old student, ATTC, but I want to change for my junior brother.
Yeah. Okay, so what school did she get and what school does she want?
But senior high.
Where is that?
At voter register, but I don't know the school. So we want to change. We want to change the school to Tongo Senior High at voter register.
And is it boarding or day?
Boarding.
And then what grade did she get?
Hey.
She's running away. She didn't get a good grade. Okay, so what course does she want to do?
Home accounts.
Okay, so my name is Enoch Amegbeleto, the head of corporate affairs at the Ghana TVET service.
So, how has the second day been compared to the first day?
Okay, so the second day has seen increase in the persons coming for resolution. This is a resolution center being manned by the Ghana TVET service and the Ghana Education Service for the over 900 schools within the computer schools selection and placement system. And so this year we have 218 technical and vocational institutes across the country on the CSSPS platform. And so yesterday was the first day we began resolving the challenges for prospective applicants, students. And yesterday we attended to close to 200 applicants. Yeah, and so today the number has shot up, and so far the exercise has been very smooth. Parents and students have been satisfied with what is going on here, and anybody who comes here for an issue to be resolved need not spend more than an hour here.
Okay. All right, so what are some of the challenges you experienced, or what are some of the problems that they came with?
Yeah,
especially when it comes to TVET.
Well, the challenges are not peculiar to TVET. But most of the issues we're resolving are change of schools, and then self-placement. About 165,000 students have not been placed, which means that they need to visit the portal, the CSSPS portal, to do self-placement. But most have found their way here, of which they could have done this at the comfort of their localities, but they found their way here. And so these issues are being resolved. And we're seeing increase and desire to participate in TVET and STEM schools. A lot of parents and students are showing interest. People come with placement forms that have been placed in the grammar schools, and they tell you, I want to do a pure technical program, a pure TVET program, and it's very encouraging. I attended to 3 ladies this morning who were placed in grammar schools and want to pursue mechanical engineering in pure technical school. That is very, very credible.
Okay, so if I want to do TVET, is it a different process, or it's the same process as someone who wants to go to like a normal senior high school?
It is the same process you need to go through. You go to the same portal, the cssps.gov.gh. And so the only difference is the name of institution, the program you want to run, and the code. Every institution in the manual has a code, and the programs too have code. And so once those are referenced at the back of your placement form and results, the team will work on it. Within 24 to 48 hours, your problem should be resolved.
Is there a case that my problem can be resolved immediately?
It depends. It varies.
So if I come and I have a certain problem, what kind of problem would warrant me to, or what problem would make it become possible for me to be placed immediately?
For example, there are some parents, or majority of the parents, ignored the text for confirmation. A month ago, before placement was released, the CSSPS sent what we call text for confirmation. That text for confirmation simply means that the schools, the guardians and their children chose in their schools that this is where they want to be placed, were sent to them to authenticate that truly this is the records I filled in my school or with my school head that have been forwarded to the CSSPS. Most ignored this text for confirmation. Some disparities could be gender. For example, yourself and then you are placed at Presec Legon, which is a boys' school. And so it means that when that test for confirmation was sent, you were captured in the system as a male. Meanwhile, you are a female, and so such issues are being resolved, and then there were some too that have been placed in good schools, and the parents do not know those schools. They've not been there before.
Well, so except of what transpired earlier today at that National Resolution Center, my colleague Mapito Sibidi finding out more for us. But even as we speak, the complaints keep coming through, and that's why we're bringing in studio now Yao Opoku Mensah from the Education Ministry to at least provide some answers. So feel free to be a part of this conversation. Just send your comments on Facebook. There's a post up there where you can comment, and then we'll read it out. We'll also activate the phone lines so you can directly get to ask questions about the self-placement system. Opoku Mensah, welcome to The Pulse.
Thanks for having me.
I'm sure that you passed through the resolution center before getting here.
Yeah, definitely.
And parents will keep coming at you asking for solutions to their problems. But I'm just wondering, first of all, why this self-placement system is not open to, say, a category A school or a category B school. You're starting from, I guess, somewhere around category C. Why is that happening, by the way?
But that is not the case. Yeah. And you know that if you look at the numbers, the number of applicants, i.e. those who sat for the BECE, right, which determines the automatic placement and the self-placement, and you get to understand that once there is an automatic placement, the 372,780 who have gotten an automatic placement definitely will be within that category. Okay. When we talk of a category A school, we are looking at schools that are frequently chosen by candidates, frequently sorted out schools. These are that falls within the category A and the category B schools. So definitely once the number is there and once the students are making the grades, it can never find itself on the self-placement.
Okay, so what you mean to say is that it may be difficult for you to self-place at this moment in a category A school?
These schools are already full based on the numbers. So you probably may ask, so where did the 372,780 go? The category A schools do not even amount to 80. Right. They don't even amount to 80, even if you add that of the TVET category A schools to the grammar schools. It doesn't even amount to 80. And you are looking at over 547,000 applying to various schools. And when you get to realize the numbers, you could get about 20,000 choosing one school. And the strength or the capacity of that school probably maybe around 800. So you ask yourself, what will the teaming numbers, the other numbers go? So that is how the situation is. And that is why I think parents need to pay attention whenever we are starting the process of registration starts in second year of JHS. And I at times am astonished some of the questions which comes from parents. Right. And that is why it's always advisable. We just spend 5-10 minutes visiting the school, visiting the class teacher, asking what is happening in there, so that you can get enough information. And when you go through this process, it doesn't become challenging, just as we are seeing. And again, as my colleague from the TVET outfit said, during the verification process, where we sent back the choices of schools that were made, parents, some didn't pay attention to it. And they felt that it's the child who is going to school, and therefore let me go and do my trading. And look at it, challenging. Now you have to find yourself at the placement center wanting a school for your ward. If we had paid attention earlier, because I sat on your program like this, just to talk offered public education, and you did same, other media outlets. We went to the communities, personnel from the Ministry of Education and Ghana Education Service visited communities in clusters in schools, educating parents on the need to pay attention to the whole process. And probably some reasons that I probably may not have answers to. And this is where we find ourselves.
I'll be asking you about some of the common concerns you're receiving now, but let's begin to take in the calls. Kevito is joining us. Kindly turn down the volume on your TV set before you make your contribution. And I'm sure you have a question too, Kevito.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Please, how are you?
I'm doing well. So what's your question to Opoku?
My question is this. There are students who got more than aggregate 30, they have been placed in a school. Others also did self-placement and they have gotten their school. But there's somebody who, the person that I personally taught, who got aggregate 18. You know, he has no success in his subject, but he was not placed. And again, my own son also chose St. James Seminary Senior High as his first choice, but he was given his second choice. What is the problem?
That's with aggregate.
Hello?
Yes. What was the score at the aggregate?
The score or the aggregate was the first one. The score was aggregate was 18, but he was not placed. The 18 was not placed. There are students who got 26, 25, 27. They were placed. And my own son chose St. James Seminary Senior High as his first choice, but he was given his second choice.
Okay.
What might be the problem?
Nanayo, any explanation?
Yeah, there is no problem to it. The system responded to the choices that was made by the candidate. Now, for example, you have the luxury to choose one school, just one school from the category A, and you have the luxury to choose 2 schools from the category B, and you can choose all your schools from category C. Now,
so it's not as though you have the option to just choose from A, B, C.
You can do a mixture. You can do a mixture,
Depends
but you have only one slot for category A. You can't choose more than 2.
Right.
For category B, you can't choose more than 2. You have to choose only 2. For C, you can make all your choices from C. It depends on how you do arrange it. That is why it's important when our personnel went down there to educate the public, we should have paid attention to it. You may say, I want to go to Presec as the first choice. Right. On a scale of preference, that is where you prefer to go. So you begin to arrange them. And again, we need to understand that not only making the grade, but we need to pay attention to the raw score. When there is a tie, we need to break it. We may all have the 6 ones or whatever ones. Right. 80 is 1, 90 is 1, 100 is 1. So where will the weight be? So all these come to play. Right. And once it comes in, for example, let's say we all want to go to the only Royal School in Ghana, Osei Chiche Senior High School.
I know you would put that in.
And Osei Chiche Senior High School have the capacity to take 70 students for general science. Right. With that number, and let's say a couple of numbers, probably 100 or 150, choose that school to offer science in that school. So here, now we are looking at the ones. Now with the ones,
how did you get the one?
How do you get the ones? Yes. Right. So definitely, Okay's chances of giving me admission is high, but my accommodation status also come to play. I want to be in the boarding house. 70% for boarding in that school, 30% for day. So the system will do the 70% for boarding, and if you don't fall within that number, that it means that you are no longer part of the system.
Okay, so that's...
And it's not as if you can be part of the day, because you never chose it for day.
Okay, you went for boarding.
So you are already out. So you are pushed to your second choice. Okay. And mind you, your second choice is somebody's first choice.
Okay, Kenneth is joining us from Techiman. Kenneth?
Yes, sir.
Share your concerns with us, sir.
I would want to find out from the risk person. So I have 2 wards. They were not placed at all. We are trying to do a self-placement, and it looks like all the schools in the Bono region are filled up. That is the boarding facility. And then when we try to select a day facility too, it doesn't give us the option to select a school within the catchment area. The nearest that we could get is about, say, 45-minute drive from where the child stays. So in that case, what do? Do we have to also come to Accra for it to be resolved for us?
That's a very interesting question Kenneth is putting across. Kenneth, thank you for joining us. Don't forget that we'll also be taking some more questions. Those of you who are also online sharing your concerns on our Facebook page, we'll take that. So Ken is saying, looking at the situation in which they find themselves, the 30% catchment will have a challenge because of the boarding facilities. Almost all of them appear to be full.
Yeah,
do they need to come?
No, you don't have to come to Accra. You don't have to come to Accra. All the 16 regions.
You told me about the regional,
so they are operating. They are operating just like the national outfit is operating. So you don't have to come to Accra. What it means is that you didn't go to the portal early. and others took the lead. That is why probably his preference has been taken over by other people. But if he has any challenge, apart from visiting the self-placement portal, the call center also is active 24/7. There's a toll-free number.
There's a toll-free number?
Sure, there's a toll-free number. That is 030 298 7654.
We take that again.
Yeah, 030 298 7654.
Okay.
You can call at any time, put your complaints out there to them. Our personnel will listen to you, offer solutions to it within a twinkle of an eye. That is dealt with. So you don't have to come to Accra. Stay in your region, visit the regional education office. Our personnel are there, well identified, and they will assist you.
Okay.
And you go through this process without.
So in this case, for instance, reposting will be done, but not.
No, the specific question that we are dealing with was he didn't even get a posting. He's supposed to do a self placement.
Yes. Okay. Let's hear from Seth from Takwa. Seth. Hello, Seth.
Yeah, hello.
Yes, Seth, kindly turn down the volume on your TV set if you haven't done.
Yes, please.
Yeah,
yes,
so
please.
let me listen to your concern then. Yeah.
Yeah. My concern is about. Hello.
Go ahead, Seth. We can hear you.
It's about those who are from 30 going. How are we going to do about them?
Okay, so for instance, if you have an aggregate 30, do
yeah.
you have an opportunity? Can you be placed? Do you have an opportunity for admission? I guess that's the question you're asking.
Okay. So
is that a question you're asking, Seth? That
yes,
if you
please,
get
yes,
30,
yes.
will you get? Okay, so let's address that quickly. Do you have a cutoff point?
No, there is nothing like a cutoff point. But when you score within the foundational courses, Maths, English, 9, what it means is that you wouldn't be part of this process.
Okay.
So here we are looking at 8,930 people who have been disqualified from this process based on the core subject, that is Maths and English, scoring 9 in there. So they will have an opportunity to do a resit as a private candidate for next year. They have an opportunity, that's 8,930. But whoever do qualify, we've indicated that you do qualify, just that you don't form part of the 370,000 not had the automatic placement. You are supposed to go onto the portal to do a self-placement. But please, you can do a self-placement in the comfort of your room. You don't need to pick up a car to a resolution center.
Okay, so once you have the internet,
yes,
you can
once
simply
you have the internet,
some of the problems
and the process is very simple. The same process that you use in checking whether if you had an automatic placement or not, that is the same procedure that you use. You simply you select check placement model and you click on the check placement button on the SSPS website. Then you enter your index number and the voucher PIN that you have.
Right.
You get it. So by so doing, so you enter your index number and voucher PIN to view your placement. Then you get to realize that you don't have it. So you will be redirected to a self-placement button. Just
where you
click
can
on
do
it.
your own preference.
Yes. Click on it. A pop-up menu will appear. Then you follow the format. What region are you after? What district are you after? What program are you looking for? Whether if you want an accommodation status to be a day or a border. It all appears there for you to choose. So all these come in front of you and you make your choices rather than coming to Accra or going to the regional resolution centers.
So we are making use of the online platform. Rita is from Mataiko. Rita? Hello, Rita?
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. What's your question?
Yeah, my problem is my son had 9 and then he was given the third choice. Not even the second choice.
Okay, well, I had wanted to ask you about the name of the school, but I don't know if it would be fair to put the name of the school out. Do you wish to share that with us?
Yeah, he chose Kachimota as first choice.
And now he's being placed?
At the forces school, Benatown, as a third choice.
Oh, all right. So aggregate 9?
Yeah, it's normal. It's normal. You can
really?
Like, I mean,
you
yeah, it's normal.
Just
you
as I was to get a single grade, and
yes,
of course you're
you know what
to get
you know what
best,
you know what
best choice,
I can choose. I can sit in your chair, wanting to anchor this program, but you get to know my performance, and I probably may tout myself as the best. But when you return to sitting there, that is why I begin to you begin to dwarf me out. It's very normal. Just as I was using the OKES as an example, we all chose to be in OKES with a certain grade. Definitely, when that cut comes in, where I couldn't get the entry into pursue that science program in that school, I'm displaced. Therefore, I fall to my second choice. Now, my second choice on the scale of preference is somebody's first choice. So, therefore, we need to look at that.
Yeah, but going all the way, I mean...
but per the arrangement that you did, you tell us that...
You can imagine how the person will be feeling.
Yeah,
now,
I share in that pain.
Yeah.
And I suspect that if... I suspect that candidate probably may wanted to go to a case, right?
Yeah, we'll bring them to the Royal School.
I know that's what you see. As simple as that.
But you always have an opportunity.
Yeah, it's not the doing of the system, whether the system wanted to favor somebody or not. The system actually don't know anybody. At our end, we don't even know candidates by their names. We know them by their index numbers. And these are numbers that doesn't even give out pictures.
So it's an automated system.
It's an automated.
Once
it runs
the facility is full.
As simple as that.
It will move you.
As simple. Just as on the self-placement.
Okay.
When a school is full, it is taken off.
Let's deal with this because there's this concern that we're dealing with upon coming on air, which has got to do with someone having aggregate 16, giving a sixth choice, which is a technical school.
That technical school was part of the choices that the students made.
Yes. Okay. For instance, so. Can you reverse that? Because now you wanted a grammar school, now you're being taken to a technical school.
So once you have an automatic placement, you can change it. It is the self-placement that you can change as many times as you want, provided you haven't gone to the school to register. So with the automatic placement, there is nothing like...
Okay, so what you're saying is even if I'm placed in an already existing institution, I have the opportunity to change that?
No. On the automatic placement, you don't have that luxury to change.
Okay.
But on the self-placement, you can choose a school, come back tomorrow, come and change it as many times as you want, provided you haven't gone to the school to change to register. But again, you can change from a grammar school to a technical school. Okay. The staff at the Resolution Center, both the regional and the national outfit, are there to do it for you. Changing from grammar school to a technical school. Okay. But you can't come from a technical school to a grammar school.
Are we being fair to them, by the way?
Okay, definitely. These are choices that you make.
Yeah, we'll do that. Jonathan is in Prom. Jonathan, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Jonathan, what's your question?
My nephew, he was given a self-placement. He started checking since yesterday. So now we have not gotten the school on it. Next.
Were you at the National Resolution Center, or which of the points did you?
As he was saying, we are not supposed to come there. We can do it on the net.
Oh, yeah.
I realized the case. We were trying since yesterday, and we are not getting it.
Oh, he's not getting it.
So that's the online platform. Jonathan,
the online is not working.
Are you saying the system is not working, or
there's
no space?
We are not getting the schools. The schools are not coming. So we have to try since yesterday.
So the schools, you don't have the options for the schools.
Yes. No, there are options on the portal for the schools. As at yesterday, I haven't checked today's numbers. As at yesterday, around 4 p.m., self-placement 56,442 have done self-placement.
Okay, online?
Yes, online.
Jonathan, so is your challenge unique? Was the person placed and that you wanted to change? Okay, it appears we've lost Jonathan, but that's the unique situation he's talking about, that the online platform, you don't have the options of the schools coming up for you to choose.
Well, I don't know.
Maybe it's the process. How?
Yeah, probably he's missing out the process. I don't know his, but I think he can place a call to our call center and he'll be assisted, or wherever he finds himself, he can go to the regional.
Yeah.
He can go to the regional resolution center for an attention. But
do you have one for Greater Accra, because you have a national already?
No. So that is what you are describing as the national.
So it will still be
center.
the same place.
So, but just place a call to the our office. They will assist you. Probably, maybe also check your internet as well and check the procedure that you are using.
All right. More questions?
So you can visit the Ministry of Education's Facebook wall or the Ghana Education Service Facebook wall, Ghana TV Service Facebook wall, or their website. We do have the steps to follow to be able to assess the self-placement.
Let's take you up north. Geshem is joining us. Hello, Geshem.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Your question?
Yeah, please, my nephew completed last year and was not able to get a placement. Is it possible for her to get a placement this year?
If you could just make that a bit clear for us.
Hello.
Yeah, if you could just come back on the question again. Come again.
Yeah. My nephew had completed last year.
Okay.
It's not this year. And I wanted to know there's any opportunity for those who completed last year to also get on board.
Okay, just to do the placement.
Yes, to be able to do it.
Not able to
how to go about it. Those who completed last year.
Right. Geshem, I'm very grateful for your question. That's an interesting one. This is a unique situation. So I passed my BEC last year. I have the certificate, of course. I've qualified. Can I join? Can I join this cohort?
Sure, you can join.
Oh, you have the opportunity?
Yes. So what you should have done was, when we started the process, you should have notified the District Education Directorate about the intention to join this year, and they could have taken him through the process.
So you have a special dispensation for
definitely
for those who
not only last year, 2 years back.
Do you assess them, or you have a quota for the number of years? So the least
2 years back, you have the opportunity to come in. Once you didn't enroll in any school,
you must be able to prove that.
Yeah, definitely. We will know. We will know that whether if you got admission into a school or you never got registered to be any part of it.
But that could shoot up your numbers, because it means that from 2020,
the minister
from 2020 to 2022,
the sector minister has announced to the world, nobody who do qualify for secondary education will be denied the opportunity to have education. So that is why we do have the number 2 years back, last 2 years and last year, do have the opportunity. If you never, 1 or 2 reasons that you didn't go, you can take the opportunity this year.
Do you think that this capacity, because I'm asking that question because of the numbers that we're already seeing?
Yeah, we do have the capacity, and this year you've seen additional new schools that have come on board. The STEM schools are available. Other schools that were absorbed are also available. And the system is there to educate Ghanaians.
And how about those who missed it, could not pass this year?
Yeah, could not pass this year. And I think I gave the number. Here we are looking at 8,930 couldn't qualify. So they will have the opportunity to do a reset this year, so that they could have the opportunity to be part of next year's placement.
David is in Accra. David, what's your question?
Okay, good afternoon. Actually, I'm in Accra, but I'm calling you to assist my sister in the Ghana.
Oh, okay, all right, okay.
Yeah. My sister got a grammar school in the Ghana, and we wanted her to be moved to another grammar school. Can that be done? Because what the man was saying that from grammar to technical it's possible, but from technical to grammar school is not possible. Now grammar to grammar, is it possible for that? Thank you.
So you want to find out if from technical to grammar school will be possible?
No, from grammar school to grammar school.
Okay. I guess that's what's happening now, right? You have that opportunity. You can just go onto the self-placement portal, or you can go to any of the regional resolution centers or the national.
So what I want to know is the person was automatically by the computer. Can it be done like that?
Okay, so you don't like you don't like the choice? You don't like the school?
Yeah, we don't want it. It's a little bit far from where.
Oh, okay. Now I get that. So it's just about a matter of distance.
Yeah, before that, the one that last year issue that we call it re-entry.
Okay.
So the person go through a re-entry process and be part of this process.
This one shouldn't be difficult because already you have a placement. You just want to switch,
No,
or it depends on
the
opportunity.
Listen,
Okay.
you have the opportunity to choose 6 schools. You arrange these 6 schools are schools that you aspire to be, and you say, please God, help me get one of these schools.
Okay.
Fortunately for you, God answered your prayers by giving you a school. So it becomes an afterthought that, I don't want this school again. But you've taken the place of somebody. Probably if you had not taken
someone
could have taken it. So that is why you don't have that luxury of changing if you get part of the automatic placement. That we've congratulated them. And there's no happy moment to be part of our secondary education than this year. So please take the choice and the placement given you by the system. Go in there and make Mother Ghana proud. And I don't know whether if we are playing around the names of the school to be able to have access to these schools. I can tell you, we have fantastic staff.
Don't you feel that that's becoming a challenge where people are picking and choosing? Okay, I don't like the school, I want to be here.
Probably when you do your old school reunion and you know it, the feeling, and you see Okes people vibing in this.
I see that you're
hyping. Whoever sits out, we want to be part of the Okes system. So I think that is what is deepening the conversation as to I want to shift from or I want to change our school. But I can tell you, the candidate who have gotten placement in that school can go there, make the school proud, make the community proud, and make the family proud as well. The staff ready, well motivated, wanting to receive you and develop your inner built quality for the progress of our country.
The Prempeh boys in the building will come and beat you.
Oh no, but they know they're very
Charles is from Wutu Brekum. Yes, Charles, let me hear you.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
My daughter did not choose the school from Eastern region, but she was placed there. What can she do about it?
She didn't choose the school in the Eastern region.
Yeah.
But now she's found herself there.
Yeah.
Have you tried the self-placement process? Have you already tried that?
No. Can we do something about it?
Oh, yes, I guess the answer is yes. You can just do... There's someone who's automatically placed in a school, but the distance is in the Eastern region. So they simply want to change that.
Well, that would be a tall order, but I don't know.
But they were not the ones who selected the school.
No.
It's not possible?
No, wait. For the automatic placement, whoever had a placement, it's your choice, not our choice. We don't even know you to place you in somewhere, a place that we wish.
So are you saying it's completely not possible that out of nowhere, maybe there could be a system malfunction, and then I could find myself in another school?
No. Before the placement came out, we did a verification process. We sent all the choices made by candidate to them based on the numbers that they used in registering. Within that process, what we're telling the general public was to look at or assess the SMS given out. If it is indeed the choices that you made, you pull out your slip, which is with you, compared to what we sent you, whether if it's in line.
Okay, at the time you're registering, and you have to compare that to what's coming out.
So if you notice any anomaly, then you draw attention to it. We provided a toll-free number plus an email address. So you just draw attention to it. We do the correction and send it back to you. You get it? It send it back to you that this is the correction that you made and this is what is in our system. You get it? So it becomes very difficult, and it becomes, for me, understanding when you say, oh, I didn't choose that, but I've been given that. That is not the case.
I think it goes back to the core of the problem you're raising, that some parents were not paying attention to the selection process.
Exactly. And even with the SMS thing that we sent out to them, the one that we blasted, instead, I know a couple of parents, instead of paying attention to it, never disregarded it and aspired to say, oh, that is the choice of the child, let it go. So I think we need to, from today, we need to be paying attention to critical issues, especially in educating our wards, rather than, if we don't do that, we'll come back with the same complaint.
Okay, I also need to point out that we'll be taking you to Facebook shortly. We'll just go online, get through some of the questions that many of you have been asking online. We'll place the question there, wanting to know your experience about the whole computerized placement system. It's day 2, correct? Day 2 of the resolution that's ongoing. So if you have any questions, I guess Daniel from Konongo has one. Daniel, what's your question?
Yeah, I'm calling from Konongo. I'm Daniel.
Okay, Daniel.
I don't agree with the man at the studio because my niece never chose KTI. She was placed at KTI. So if you say that if you have not chosen the school, there will no place you like that. It's not like that. I don't agree with him.
Daniel, have you checked the slip at the time the registration was done? Did you check that?
The registration? Yes.
Yeah, yes.
We checked it. She never chose KTI, and she was placed at KTI.
Give us a list of the choices then. Let's have an idea of some of the schools the person selected.
The schools that he chose?
Yes, yes.
He chose St. Louis as first choice, St. Monica's, and so he never chose KTI.
That's just 2 out of 6 options, because the 5th or 6th is the technical option. Normally some choose the technical option. It depends on this person's choice. But are you certain? I mean, you've just given us 2 out of 6. Are you sure that this person did not choose KTI?
Correct all the schools, but I knew he didn't choose KTI.
Oh, okay. Well, Daniel, I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. Maybe you will have some answers from your Pokumensa. But if you're also watching, you can give us a call. Let's see what you have to say. Also on Facebook, we'll get some of the comments. Shall we? We'll do that shortly. But here's a unique challenge. I think this is the second time we're receiving this call.
Yeah, and
two persons indicating to us that, well, we have not selected the schools, but we're placed in these institutions.
That is where the difficulty, because I know the system is designed.
I think, are you not overconfident about the system?
No. You know what? When the choices are made, the very important item that you need to pay critical attention to is the school code. And if candidates,
a unique code is assigned.
Every school has got a unique code.
Okay.
Candidates, if we have candidates in there who are even part of this calling, they'll tell you that after the choices, the master lists that were printed out to them for them to sign, they didn't come with the school name, but they came with the school codes.
Okay.
Indicated on the paper. So if you make a mistake in the code,
you could enter
another school
altogether.
Yeah, all these come to play. So
was there an interface at the time of registration between the parents and the students? Someone who was helping maybe the students do the registration?
The choices are made purely by the parents and the candidate. The teacher can only offer an advice based on probably judging from the performance.
But you did the placement online. I mean, the input online.
No, you first have to do it on a sheet of paper. The choices are made with your name, the consent of the parent, the numbers, etc. So you bring that to us, then we enter.
That's why I'm asking the question. That probably at the time, that stage.
So that is why we give it back to them through the verification process.
Oh, right. Okay. Let's hear from Joseph. Hello, Joseph.
Hello. Yeah, I'm calling from Aguna Pinyako.
Okay, Joseph.
Because I'm a vendor, and some of the students was not placed. And I wanted to select the school placement for them. But in central region, when you select, say that no school is available.
Okay, Joseph, can you clarify a question for us again? I'm not too clear with that one.
Okay, what I can say is in Chi.
Oh, feel free.
Me select me cafe I mean you ma sentinel.
Okay.
If you select we na say self placement na you back school ready no more. And the location now over selecting what no school is available.
Okay, Joseph, your concern is similar to a call we received from Pram. The person was indicating that when you're going through the process yourself and you enter the details, you don't have the schools appearing. Probably could.
Yeah, I'm hearing this. I think I'll quickly draw authorities' attention to it and look at it. If there is an anomaly, they have to correct it. But again, you should still visit the portal, as I indicated.
Could there be maybe traffic? You know, sometimes the sites.
Yes, because we are looking at over 165,000 people
on one side.
Who are supposed to do a self-placement. You could go back again. But I would definitely draw authorities'
For how long are your resolution centers opened? Say in a day, for instance.
A day, so within the working hours.
Okay.
Yeah, within the working hours. So from morning 7, 4, you go meet them there.
Okay, we'll be picking some more calls, but then let's do with the next phase, which will obviously be about the admission processes. Parents are wondering if this new set will follow through and be on this. You know, there are some changes in the calendar, academic calendar, which you did. Are these people going to go through the normal calendar, or you're creating a special channel for them where they would run and, of course, correct the system as we move on? Because you issued a new calendar recently for the entire education sector. I mean, for all the basic school, right, including SHS, or that's not correct?
Yeah.
I'm asking if this new set of people going into school will fall in line, or you're creating a special purpose for
No. Their reopening has been announced by the Director General of Ghana Education Service. 20th, we are expecting them in school to go through the registration process, go through the orientation, and on the 27th, full academic work starts. So that is the calendar for the beginning of the academic year for first years. So there wouldn't be any changes, and that is what has been announced.
And double track is over?
Now, we are not dealing with double track now. We are within the transitional calendar. So when you talk of the double track here, you are looking at first years divided into two. One stays and one will be on campus. That is not the case again since last year and this year. So we are dealing within the transition. You have one cohort in school at the same time.
Okay. Baba from Bolga. Hello, Baba.
Good evening.
Hi, Baba. Welcome.
The gentleman in your studio assumed that every parent has been to school. I have to pay attention. There are some parents that have no phone number. There are parents who cannot read. So how do those people check on their walls to verify what these are the schools they have chosen? And besides that, there are others, you will see the schools they have chosen, but they have given the school outside the 6 schools that they have chosen. And those who are now wondering, and can they change back to the traditional school they have chosen, up from the first to the 5th school? Supposing the person is from Upper East. Yes. And then he's chosen a day school in Bongo, has been placed a day school in Boga. Can that person change to a day school in Bongo? That's what I want to clarify.
Okay, Baba, great question there. But of course, they've also set up the resolution centers, correct?
Yeah.
So if a parent, the resolution center is where?
Yeah.
At the regional education office.
Oh, okay. So you just have to go to the regional GES office. I'm sure you'll find the resolution center there. Not too sure of the exact location, but Baba, thank you. I'm sure you'd find that. That should be a landmark area. Let's take some of the questions online now. We'll do Facebook because some of you have put your questions there. So this one is from, the name is not too clear. I have Harold Nia J saying, I had aggregate 9, but I was giving my 4th choice. The same situation in which we found ourselves earlier. This one says, hello, good evening. My ward did not select Akokwaso SHS, but was giving that school. I did the correction when I received the SMS, but the changes did not reflect, and I did not get any feedback SMS. Also, I was giving a Greek instead of general science. She had 15. That's the aggregate. So let's do with this too. This particular challenge, this is new because the individual is indicating that when you go through the self-placement process, would you get an instant feedback? Would you get that?
Yes, you done, you submit, then that is all.
But in this case, just look at how unique it is. You were not giving the school, you changed it, but then the SMS came with a different course.
That is quite different from the self-placement. He's talking about during the verification process. Where it was sent to them for a correction, is sending back for that correction to be made. And the assertion is that that correction was never made. That is what has resulted in the word being placed at another school. I know that should be quite unfortunate. So, but if he has any challenge, he can take her to a free line for both TVET services and that of the Ghana Education Service number 4.
Let's bring in Emanuela from Awoshi. Emanuela?
Hello, good morning.
Hi, Emanuela.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Yes, your concerns. You have a question?
Yes, please.
Go ahead.
Please, when they said they sent an NMS that we should check our schools.
Yes.
They changed my course. I chose general, but they gave me general science. And they changed my last 2 choices.
Oh, really?
My community day school too. Ashamai Senior High. I'm Ashamai Senior High. Sorry.
So what exactly is the challenge? You never selected any of those schools, or yes, the problem is about the course? Emanuela?
The course in the school, yes.
The course in the school. You never selected those schools?
Yes, please. And I sent them an email that they've changed that, but they never replied to my email.
Okay.
And now I had an grade of 17.
17.
And I was giving Amasama Senior High.
So you had wanted to go to Ashaiman day school? Is that what you wanted to do?
No, I wanted my first choice, Ghana Senior High.
Ghana. Okay. Okay.
And now they gave me Amasama.
17. So Emanuela, thank you for the question. 17, Emanuela. I believe this is a student.
Yeah, she got it. So she got an automatic place. Congratulations to Emanuela.
Yes, 17.
Yeah, she got an automatic placement. I think you should go make Ghana proud.
You can't help?
As in, what? My helping us in changing the school?
We can always find we can always find another school for the individual.
No, these are choices made, and these are choices well thought through.
But she's saying, well, it's a surprise.
Well, I can't independently verify.
So she needs to come to the center. Okay. Let's do Abu. Abu, hello. Abu Bakar, if you're with us, how are you?
Please, I'm calling from Boku.
Okay, Abu is calling us from Boku. Abu, kindly turn down the volume on your TV set so we can hear you. Yes, Abu, go ahead. Abu Bakar, go ahead. We can hear you. Unfortunately, I've lost Abu Bakar from Boku. I was presuming that, I don't know. I just have the feeling Abu Bakar has a very interesting question because that's an area with some serious security challenges. So for Boku, for instance, if I'm placed in a school there at this time, I'm just, drawing a scenario here. Do you have some provisions in place, at least to halt the admission process for a while, for things to normalize before you continue? What arrangements do you have for Boku, for instance?
Yeah, we do take security briefings from the security outfit, and definitely the security outfit will advise accordingly. So if it becomes an issue, once they give us briefing and they give us direction as to what to do in terms of security, definitely if they advise that it's not safe for students, the management of Ghana Education Service will look into it and see our best.
But you're monitoring the situation,
oh, yeah,
because the safety of students will also...
Definitely. So that is why we are in contact with National Security Outfit. We do take briefing from them.
Okay, Stephen is calling us from home. Stephen?
Yeah.
Stephen, your question?
Yes, sir.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Thank you for this. Yeah. Thanks for the program. I'm a teacher. And the time...
Stephen, you'd have to turn down the volume on your radio. Stephen, you'd have to turn down the volume on your TV set before you'd be able to, meaningfully contribute to the program.
I've moved from there.
Okay, okay. So let's hear you. Yes, Stephen.
Yeah. It's unfortunate your panelist is not helping the conversation. Your panelist is not helping with the conversation. If you admit that there are lapses in the system, then you will take it out so that they will address it and they will not happen anymore.
Have you? Well, he's raising a few doubts about some of the
I also
peculiar
have
situations.
students.
So I don't know if you have. Do you have a unique one of such problems that you can bring to the fore? Hello, Stephen.
We checked for our students on our computer lab.
Okay.
And we were having those who didn't pick certain places being placed there.
Okay. So can you give us an example?
You should admit that it's a challenge. They work on it so that it doesn't happen next time.
Can you give us some examples? I'm suspecting that you are within one of the schools. Maybe you don't want to mention the name of the school, but how rampant is this situation where, of course, some of your students have come to you, you've checked?
Like somebody told Bishop Herman and was given a school in Asante region.
Oh, okay. Okay. So that's an example there.
That's an example.
Okay, all right. Thank you for joining us. So the issue about admitting that it appears your system may have some lapses. Do you have lapses within the system?
Well, it's a human institution, and I think I haven't played the ostrich game on your show.
Okay.
Where there is a specific challenge, that is why the number is there for people to call out.
Probably because you're saying, I mean...
No, but what he gave, the examples
yes.
that he gave, 6 schools, he mentioned one. I have been part of this placement system, not working just with the ministry, but in the classroom, at the basic level.
Right.
And I know what candidates can do, what parents can do. At times they don't even know the choice that they...
So it must be a case-by-case analysis.
Exactly. These are 6 choices. You give me one that you didn't choose this. Okay. But if you delve deep, you get to realize how the choices were done. So that is why it's important we do pay attention right from the onset, where our people come onto the field to offer those education, both in person, in the media as well. But if we are taking paid attention to all these, some of at least these challenges may be minimized. But as I indicated, if you have any challenge, you don't have to come to Accra, to the National Resolution Center.
Just go to the...
Make use of the self-placement portal. Make use of the numbers for both TVET and that of the GS, CSSPS. Again, make use of our call center. And all other issues, you put it across, our staff will be ready to listen to.
You still have the numbers on the screens right now, but we'll be taking a break. When we return, in fact, we're dedicating the rest of the few minutes left to you again, so you can have the opportunity to reach.
I don't know whether if you do have the TVET number.
But okay, so you want to put that.
So yeah, it's 030.
This is for the TVET. Those doing technical. Okay.
So 030-825-8001. 030-825-8001. That is for TVET. You can call at any time that you want, put out your concerns out to them, and they will listen up. And
before we go on the break, I just wanted to point out the fate of the second-year students. They may not be related to this conversation, but I understand some of them will be going on vacation very soon. And some are already on vacation. Okay, so that's not vacation?
It's not vacation, it's a break. So they have some break in there, and they will come back to continue the academic year for the semester to end and the new semester starting.
But they're staying home for 2 months?
Yeah, so that is that. You know, intermittently there are breaks for especially those on the transitional calendar. So they need to enjoy some break and they will come back to continue. So what is important is that we are concerned or particular about the contact hours that one need to get for the 3-year duration. Over 3,400 contact hours. So every element or what we design on the timetable should meet up with these numbers. And again, because it's a semester work, 2 semesters put together as one, there should be breaks for them to be able to relax and come back refreshed.
I think we should put out the TVET numbers again.
TVET numbers
because
again, okay.
Once we put the TVET numbers out, then it can balance. We have that for the
okay,
regular.
Okay, so the TVET number is 030 825 8001. 030 825 8001.
Well, so that's the number for you to call. When we get back, you're watching the polls. We, of course, engaging Yao Pokumensa, who is the Deputy Spokesperson at the Ministry of Education. He will give you more answers, so just give us a call. When we get back, we'll take your questions. Please stay. And you're welcome back to the polls. Don't forget that you are always to have the opportunity to put your questions across on the computerized school selection system. I have Yao Pokumensa from the Ministry of Education joining us to do this discussion. Let's move back to Facebook because a number of you have also been asking questions. So we'll take a few of the comments there before we also take your calls. The numbers will be on your screens shortly for you to equally give us a call. So feel free to join us and then we'll share your concerns. We've done this one from Salifu Lugman Bansi. Okay, we've done this question. Okay, no, I think we've not done this question. Yes, let's do this one from Shalom. Shalom says, my sister wasn't placed in any of her choices to do the self-placement. We found her fourth choice in the list of the schools available for self-placement with the same course and accommodation status as she chose. The system has errors. So, yeah, okay. Then there's this one from Abban. Abban says, good afternoon, please. My daughter had 13, the raw score 290, but she was placed in her fourth choice. 13 is quite close to 10 and single digits. But when I say that, Yao doesn't want to agree with me anytime I say that. Okay, Wisdom is joining us from Tema. So we'll take the two questions. We'll deal with that shortly. Just stay with us. But let me hear from Wisdom. Wisdom is joining us from Tema. Wisdom?
Oh, good evening, sir.
Good evening, Wisdom. Let's hear your concern. Yes.
Please. Thank you for accepting my list. My son and my daughter all wrote the same year, this year. No, you see, like he's saying, they send a lot of people to the school to educate us. We were told that this year, because of they want everybody to get school, we were told that is why we were given up to 6 schools to choose. Please, I choose my first choice, second choice, up to 6th choice. My son was not placed. My daughter was not placed.
In any of the schools?
Give him the 6th choice.
In any of the schools, all 6 schools?
In any of the schools. But both of them had aggregate 26. Even if you won't give them the first choice, second choice, you give them 5th or 6th choice. And they are not school. Look, my 5th choice is Adult Secondary Technical. 5th choice. And my 6th choice for my son is Temamania. Can't you give any of these schools to my son?
Wisdom, do you wish to share their aggregates? Maybe so I can...
Aggregate 26.
Okay.
Both of them. My daughter had aggregate 26. You give them even the last two. Okay. The last 6th choice. The 6th choice. None was given.
Okay. Let's verify that claim. And I don't want to doubt you, but Yao Pokumensa is here. He would address that. 26. Was that the idea for giving 6 options so that everyone will go to school, right? There's no cut-off point. So how come 26 no school? What may have been happening?
Yes, as we explained earlier, the choices are made whilst it's survival of the fittest.
Okay.
So once the strong will survive, or the
by grades, you mean?
By grades.
Okay.
By grades, and the raw score come to play. So that is why if you don't get an automatic placement, you have the luxury of going onto the self-placement portal to place yourself.
But you're kicking 26 and you're kicking the person off All the 6 options?
We never kicked any person off.
Okay.
The competition that kicked that individual.
I see. So Wisdom, what you need to do, for instance, you are here in Accra, so probably you could just come to the...
No, you should make use of the of the self-placement.
Of the self-placement, or you can go to the regional...
Yeah, you go to the regional outfit, or just dial the toll-free number.
And then you can place your concerns. The Accra one is at the Nat Hall, so probably from tomorrow, this should be Monday, working days, yes. So Monday, you can have that opportunity. Benedict, hi Benedict.
Hello.
Yes, Benedict, what's your question?
I said, I've completed 2 years last year, and I had aggregate 18, but they gave me my last choice.
Okay, so you want to go back to school. You want to find out if you have the opportunity. Hello? Benedict, you completed last year. You want to know if you could go to school this year, right?
I said, hello.
Yes, Benedict, I'm asking, you completed school last year. You wanted to know if you have that opportunity to go to school this year.
Yeah, I want to know.
Oh, okay, yeah, but you, as indicated earlier, you have that opportunity. Thank you, Benedict.
You have to use the re-entry.
Yeah, so you just
process.
have to go through the re-entry process, and then you would have that placement done for you in any of the schools. But the question we're dealing with about on Facebook, someone raising the concern that I chose, these set of schools, and you kicked me out of all of the schools. And then I went onto the self-placement portal, and I'm seeing the same school that I made a request for. What was accounting for that?
Like, he should be happy. That
no, but
should be happy.
So, what's the technical explanation to that? This was on the set.
That is the person's claim.
Okay, right.
So you choose that school as a 4th choice. You never had any school. Fortunately for you, you go onto the self-placement portal, and you see that school,
the same school with the same option.
Yeah, you use that is the person, the individual's claim. So here, straight away, you go and place yourself in that school because it's part of your choice. Well, I actually do not understand it, but if you still do have it on the self-placement portal, I don't see the reason why you should struggle. Just place yourself there.
Joseph?
Hello?
Yes, Joseph, how are you?
Fine.
Joseph, you're calling us from the Tone Senior High School?
Tongo Senior High School.
Tongo, okay, right.
District.
Talensi, all the way up.
Yes. My concern is the placement that is always being done. Our schools are smaller schools, new schools. So I realize that when they place students in our school, they open the system again. You say you have placed the students, and you open the system again, and they all run away, and we get virtually no
yes.
So that is my concern.
I don't get.
Okay, Joseph, I get the question you're putting across. So the situation, Joseph, by the way, are you heading one of the senior high schools there?
Yes, I'm an assistant headmaster.
Right.
I'm an assistant headmaster academic.
For
academic affairs, Tongo Senior High Technical School.
Right. And I'm
in
grateful.
the Talensi district. You place the students who are even having weak grades, very weak grades. Yet they all run away to the bigger schools.
I get
even
it.
us. So I'm just and you also help put some infrastructure for us.
Okay.
So we are just suffering.
Okay, I would explain that to Yao so that we can get some answers to that. So for the portal, what you do is you open up for someone who's been placed, say, in a category C or D school to do reposting or self-placement. His fear is that these schools are already, quote unquote, if I could use the word, deprived schools. Once you give the opportunity to those doing the self-placement now, they would want to quickly move away to a seemingly better organization. And that's why they don't have any, for instance, in a school, almost everyone who was given the option for self-placement, they've all run away from his school. So nobody wants to go to Tongo SHS. That's his point.
If I do understand, his school is part of the self-placement. Is that so?
Precisely, but nobody wants to go there. If you give, so it's like you give me, and I'm not saying Presec is amongst the self-placement. You give me Presec, you give me Presec, you give me Okes, you give me Tongo SHS. Obviously, Tongo will be the last option.
I didn't give you.
Yeah, I'm giving you the, yes, but obviously
you are
looking at the opportunity or the, you know, the fame that comes with some of these schools. I would want to go for the
and that should be a challenge for the academic assistant academic head to up their game. They can go on an enrollment drive, preach for people to join.
Are you sure they will find the numbers? Because
why not? Why not? Schools are doing that to get the numbers. Interesting programs in there. You go to the environment is motivating to keep students. You should try it innovatively. Students will want to come there.
Because you understand his concerns, right? I'm sure you appreciate the concerns he's raising.
Yeah, and I'm giving him solutions.
It's about the category of the schools involved. You've already classified them as a D or a C school.
No, but
so if you give the opportunity to someone who's doing self-placement, I'm not sure I would.
But you wouldn't find A on the self-placement.
Yeah, but there are some seemingly better C schools that you.
No, but
find,
you should also
with all due
make his
respect
school
to
better.
everyone there.
What you're telling me, you should also make his school better. People have strived to make their school better. You can also do the same.
He says you've not done that. He needs more. You know, he needs infrastructural support.
Well, the government is providing infrastructure, but again, people are using innovation to expand their base.
So education drive.
Yes. So you can also do same to expand the base.
Okay. I guess Johnson was the name. Johnson, you can always reach out to him.
Yeah. So you should call me.
Yes. You can just
sit around
reach
the
out
table and see how best we can
to the ministry. Just ask of Yaopoku.
Yes. So I'll be waiting for you. Academics, I'll be waiting for you. Please give me a call. We can sit
you're
innovatively
a special
make the school
dispensation. You're getting a special dispensation because you are an assistant headmaster. Okay, let's speak to Adam. Adam is calling us from Lakeside Estate. Adam, you'll be my last caller as we wrap up.
Hello, good afternoon.
Yes, Adam, let's hear you.
My son has admission. But the accommodation, have the accommodation problem because we choose boarding and literally.
I didn't get that question.
I'm saying we had an admission, but the accommodation, have accommodation problem because it was boarding. We wanted to go to boarding school, but they didn't.
Okay, so you didn't get that school, the boys' school.
No, we get the school, but it was
instead of boarding. So do you have the? So you want to know if you can switch that to?
Yeah. So yesterday we went to the replacement center yesterday.
Oh, okay, all right.
So I don't know whether they can do. They are corrected, but we don't know whether they can.
You can do. Can you switch? They for them they have the school. They just want to switch from day to boarding.
So the understanding is that the choice was day. They got it. They chose to be.
Adam, are you still with us?
Yes, sir.
Was that a choice? Was that a choice? Was the day option the choice?
Yeah, it was boarding.
Oh, it was boarding, and now you're.
The school is a boarding school.
Yes.
You didn't choose it as a day school.
Yes, no, as a boarding school. That was the option, but now they have the day option, and he wants to know if he can switch to the boarding as originally.
Well, if he chose it as a boarding and got it as a day, I don't know whether if that is true or not. But again, he says I went to the resolution center, the particulars were taken, and let's see what happens.
Okay, but it's allowed, right? I mean, this is just an administrative process. You could try if you have the opportunity.
It's not just an administrative process.
So
that is why I choose to be in the boarding house. I choose to be a day student.
Right.
So when I choose, people, I'm not saying that is what he did.
Okay.
Intelligently, I may want to do things to, let's say, outsmart the system.
Okay.
Okay, I sit and analyze and say that if I choose this school as a day, I will get it. Afterwards, I'll go back to tell them to make it boarding for me. So some people have been doing that, but once you hook onto a boarding, that is your choice, and that is the preference, and that is what you prayed for, that is what you've gotten. Right. And ideally, there shouldn't be any place for you to rechange it to a boarding status for you.
We need to go. Any final words for parents?
Oh yeah, yes. The process is quite interesting. and the number is encouraging. My last check yesterday, over 430,000 have gone on to do placement, both the self-placement and the automatic placement. So we are getting closer to the 500,000 plus that took the exam. And I want to advise parents and candidates as well, if you've gotten a placement, please don't hesitate in going to the school to register. If you've done a self-placement, please go to the school and do your registration as soon as possible. 20th is the reopening date. We want to make good use of the orientation process so that we can start full academic work on the 27th. And I do expect that now that there isn't any payment of fees, parents will pay critical attention to the needs of the awards, go in there, liaise with the school, go through the process, and we will have a smooth system for a good academic year. Once again, congratulations to those who had their automatic placement and those who have been able to place themselves. Congratulations. Go there and make Mother Ghana proud.
Yeah, we're grateful. And your good friend from Tongo SH.
Oh, yes, I'll be waiting for Assistant Head Academics call.
Yes.
So please call me. Let's
we'll
sit
definitely
and see how best we can help.
Yes, indeed. And we need to ensure that you get one more, maybe block or whatever it is. But I'm grateful, that you've been able to join us here on The Pulse. And thank you all for giving us a call as well. As we wrap up, winners of the 2022 National Law Challenge have signed a 5-year partnership agreement with a leading firm, that's Zoe Achia and Co., following their impressive showing in the competition. The competition, which aired on JoyNews, saw UCC Law School come head-to-head with, that's the UPSA Law School, and they won, cementing their position in the competition's history. Of course, we'll bring details of their story in our subsequent bulletins, but for now, it's all we have time for here on The Pulse. I am Blessed Sogah. Log on to myjoyonline.com. Updates there for you in terms of the stories that we've brought to you so far. Bye-bye for now. Next.